Hi people, Newbie back again. By the way, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that little button down there in the corner, the little red button, and that'll help you subscribe. And if you're on a that's if you're on a computer. If you're on a cell phone or something like that, there's subscribing in the title bar or somewhere. If you can find to do that, please do. I appreciate it. Now, a little different camera angle today. I was watching the video yesterday and realized that my hat was shading myself. A little better lighting from over here, I'm thinking, so maybe you can see my eyes a little better. And you know, one of the things that also you may have noticed is that when I'm not looking at you, looking at the camera, I'm actually looking at the monitor, which is right behind the camera. So you've probably picked up on that by now. But anyway, had some very interesting comments about the video that we put out yesterday on the 3D printer. A lot of questions, really, and some of you are very interested and maybe have some interest in maybe getting into 3D printing yourself. So because of that, I thought, okay, I'm going to throw something right out here to give you a little more information about what I am doing, the equipment that I have, and so if, like I say, if you're interested in doing it, I want to encourage you. It's a little difficult to get one set up and get operating, but once you do, especially if you're in the hobby, in N-scale, there's all kinds of stuff that you can print that, as opposed to going out and buying stuff. And the printer itself is not that expensive. And there's various different levels. The one that I bought is basically just an entry level, but it seems to be doing the job okay. Once I'm into the business of selling 3D prints, maybe, hey, I was listening to one guy on YouTube that said he had 60 of these printers that I have here. And he's running a print farm where he's got them going all the time. I did a print overnight last night. It ran for 9 hours, and everything came, well, not everything. Some of the stuff came out very nice. Other parts didn't. But I'm going through a learning process right now. But anyway, so I made a little quick video. Here you go. Here's the 3D printer at work. It's printing a Peterbilt semi-truck, and it's about, it's been printing, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes, and it's got an hour, I guess, left to go. But anyway, I've got the printer set up for temporarily here on the kitchen table for a couple of reasons. One, the light is very good here, and two, I can work easily all the way around the printer here. This is not its final home. It will move down into my office area. I've got a space down there for it, is where it will find a home permanently, but while I'm getting used to doing it and fiddling with it, this is where I've got it set. The printer is an Ender 3 Pro. It as I said, it came in kit form. I had to do a considerable amount of assembly, and but the reason I picked this one was because it was relatively inexpensive, and I could get it off of that website that delivers stuff in a hurry. And by inexpensive, we're talking roughly $200 US. And to set it up, probably the most critical thing is to get the bed level, in particular because the printer needs to know exactly where the bed is so that the print head can adjust itself vertically. The Z-axis, of course, is the up and down axis, and so you set the print table almost right against the print head, and you do that by you see these wheels. There's one of these wheels on each corner of the table. And what you do is you set the Z-axis at 0, and you run a sheet of paper, just a single piece of paper, under the print head, and you adjust these wheels to where you just feel a slight drag on the piece of paper as you move it back and forth under the print head. So you're actually moving the table up and down until it's exactly a paper width away from the print head. And you do that, there's, like I say, at all 4 corners, and repeatedly. Now, what you have to remember is that these stepper motors that are moving that print head around create vibration. And that vibration over time causes those little wheels and those adjustments to get out of adjustment. So you really need to check your leveling basically at the end, before you start any print. And that was something that I thought, okay, well, I've got it set, and then I started running stuff, and then the more I ran, the less it printed accurately. And here I can show you what an inaccurate print looks like. As you see here, there we go. You see, that's not a very accurate print. Whatever this was supposed to be, it looks like it was supposed to have tires on it, but anyway. So that's kind of what happens if your print is not working properly. Now the other thing too is bed adhesion. This outside edge that you see outside of the truck that's printing, that's called berming. There's different ways that you can set up the print. I found that I've had the very best success with berming all the way around. Otherwise, the print, especially if you're printing stuff like these little tractors and stuff that are only contacting the bed just by the tires, they don't hold well to the print surface. But if you put this berming around them, it holds them better, much better. And so I've been doing everything with berming to assist the adhesion. The other thing that I learned, and by the way, if you go on YouTube, you can find all kinds of informative videos about how to set these up. By the way, there are YouTube videos that are very good that tell you how to build this thing. And so don't take my word for it, you can go check them out. But anyway, backing up to bed adhesion, this particular bed surface there's a magnetic, the bed is magnetic, and there's this magnetic surface that is removable that you can just lift off to where you can clean it, and it's kind of got a texture to it. But I also have learned that it assists with bed adhesion to just use a little hairspray. So before I do a print, I take the top of the bed off, and spray it with a little hairspray, and that adds to it the print adhering to the bed. Okay, here you can see the setup parameters that I have set for this. This right here is the temperature of the bed surface. So I've got it set at 65 degrees. The 200 degrees that you see here is the temperature of the extruder. As the filament comes down and in through the extruder, it's heated in the extruder to 200 degrees, and then the bed surface is 65 degrees. The other thing this tells you is, you see that it tells you the right here is it keeps flashing, but R is the remaining time on the print, E is the elapsed time. So this is saying that it's been printing for 55 minutes and has an hour and 15 minutes left to go. And this is the print code, or the title of the what's printing. Over here you see there's a little slot down here, and this actually has a micro SD card in it, is what is the file that's being read right now to print this. So basically what you do is you go into your computer, you download a file, you save the file, you slice the file. Basically what you're saving, you're finding files that are in basically CAD, 3D CAD format, which is, I believe, an STL, a .stl file, and then you run those through a slicing program. Basically what it does is it takes that 3D image and it slices it into layers, and it creates what's called the G code file, the .g code, and then that's what the individual 3D printers can read. And when you're setting up your software, you set it up based on which 3D printer you're actually using, and that's really about it. Like I say, it's working pretty well. I've had some prints that didn't come off perfectly. I've had a few that have some little issues with them, but some of them have been pretty good. Like I showed you those cars yesterday, and you see here's a I just dropped a D9 Caterpillar. And here you see is a D9 cat. I believe it's a D9. It came out fairly well. But anyway, I'm trying this. I mentioned in the other video that I was printing at relatively high speed. I was printing at 50 millimeters per second. I've slowed this down. This is printing at 25 millimeters per second to see if I can get a better print quality, and which that takes longer, of course. But if the print quality is better, you can see the print lines. I don't know if you can see them or not, but let's see if I can get this to focus on this. Get the whole lens covered with my hand so that it'll focus on something. And then if I can hold it steady enough, but anyway, you can see the print lines in the Caterpillar here, running crossways or longitudinally along the surface of the tractor. And hopefully with the printing that I'm doing here at the slower speed, those lines won't be quite so obvious. So there you have it. That's what's going on today. Wanted to get this video right out there because of the questions that I had gotten. And if you have any more questions, just leave me a comment down below. And so far I think I've been able to answer all the comments, and I really appreciate the comments too. But most importantly, I appreciate you watching the channel. So stay tuned. We'll get back into the train room, I promise, and we'll see what's going to happen.